Hey everyone, welcome and thank you so much for being here with me today. I've been a lot of things going on the last few weeks, so it's been a little difficult to do a reading and to just find the time. But today I woke up feeling very connected and um, I'm feeling like it's time to just breathe, and that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm feeling for all of us right now. And so I wanted to come to you today. And the reason why I picked the backdrop today is because I do feel that there is a need for calm. I painted this a couple weeks ago and just wanted to share it with you. If I can get everything in there. Let's see. There we go. I think that works. But I wanted to share with you because I keep hearing that song. When I look at this picture, I hear Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. Um, and so I feel like, I think the words are sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide or time roll away, but I keep hearing time. And I'm feeling like we need to kind of just unplug, unwind, and relax. And I feel like this moment here will be exactly that for you. And so I am going to do a reading. I am going to touch base with our cards here. Archangel Michael popped out first. That's the one that I was connected to immediately. And then messages from your angels is here as well for us. And I'm going to be reading from that as well. I also feel as if there is a numbers involved here today as well. Some of you may have been seeing numbers, so I'm going to just um, consult my angel numbers book, but also tap into what it is that I'm feeling in regards to the numbers today, okay? So just take a moment, please, to take a breath and just breathe in and just enjoy. Enjoy your own breathing, your own heartbeat. Enjoy your energy moving to accommodate whatever energy is coming in from spirit, whatever voice you need to hear, but you haven't had time or you've been too busy or life gets in the way. Breathing in and out, just letting the energy flow through you easily, no stress, just flowing easily, gently, rise and fall of your shoulders. And just let yourself be. Outside of my window is rain. I could hear it on the roof, on the windowsill, and it really is just so calming and peaceful. I do feel an energy of a water energy. It could be the water signs showing up, maybe that kind of energy right now for you. I do feel as if there is a calming presence in that for some of you. I feel like it could be a very gentle movement of energy moving through you today. And whenever these readings are timeless, so whenever you hear this or watch this, that's when you're supposed to um, feel into the message, or the timing will be right for you, is what I'm trying to say. And so I feel a very strong presence of our guides and an angelic presence. I feel the presence of nature and the energy nature gives to us and us to nature. I also feel the energy of the moon. And it's not always about the full moon is what I feel. It's about the effect, the energy that the moon gives. It's not always about full moon, new moon, whatever it is. The moon is important. The moon energy is important right now for all of us. And I feel like something is being removed or moved into um, a lighter space for all of us in some way, shape, or form. I'm going to consult the cards because I really feel like our angels want to talk to us and they have something to say. For a lot of you, I feel like it is the end of the road for something, and that's not, you know, that's life. That happens in life. There is the end of the road for something in your life. And that will be revealed. I feel like that will come through in these messages. For me, I felt very connected to, or feel very connected to, um, stone energy. And I picked this one up from my collection here. It's, I don't remember the name of it, but for some reason, I'm very drawn to it. And I feel like for some of you, you could be drawn to a turquoise or some kind of um, healing stone today or sometime in the future or whatever. But I do feel a green energy today. It's a green and blue energy. So um, consult your um, wherever you buy healing stones, metaphysical store, or if you have a favorite person that you buy from. But I'm really feeling that connection as I hold the stone today. I feel like it's an energy that is beckoning us to move closer into, um, for some, move closer into reality, to a truth, or to kind of balance ourselves and ground ourselves. That's kind of what I'm feeling today. And I feel like it's a jumping off point in some sort of finality of, could be anything. So let's start reading from the cards and see what our guides have to say, okay? And if you know me and you know my messages, I speak when something comes through, I speak it. And in all of my messages, there is never anything so personal that it's embarrassing for anyone. Even in my personal readings with people, I don't, Spirit doesn't, that's not how this works. It's what you need to hear, what you need to feel. And that's why I do these messages, these moments with all of you. And so I feel, so I'm there are two cards that popped out, okay? Um the first one is, I'm feeling that this angel here, this guide, Athena. I don't know if any of you have ever heard that name, but you may have this guide here. There are countless angels and guides, and most of us only know the main archangels, but there are so many, and there's so a multitude of angels that we don't know who they all are, but occasionally they come through, and this one is coming through today, okay? And she's saying it's time to, and I'm hearing the words renew your belief in your power, okay? Now for some of you that could very well mean that you're finally coming out of some sort of depressive state or something that held you down, or maybe you held yourself back from believing in your abilities, whether it's artistic, whether it's some sort of spiritual gift, maybe you're a healer, whatever it is. I feel like this angel is saying it's safe. It's safe to trust your power, right? It's safe. um, so she's saying it's safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in a loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. Now, for some of you, I feel like there is a situation where you haven't spoken up because you have felt you don't want to, maybe you don't want to be judged by someone, or maybe you don't want to hurt someone, or maybe you feel as if whatever your intuitive is telling you, maybe there's a message for someone and you're afraid to tell them because you're afraid of their reaction. Like, maybe they'll judge you, or maybe they won't accept it, or whatever. But I feel like whatever this is, you're going to approach it in a loving, peaceful way. Yet your power is so huge that people can't help but notice. Okay, and when I say that, I mean, um, it's not like, you have a neon sign over your head. Hey, look at me! Look at what I can do. It's more of a nurturing type of support that you're giving to somebody. Okay, uh, but up to this point, something has been blocking you from whatever it is that you are meant to do. A piece of your um, personal power has been in the dark. I just wanted to say that. I don't know, Spirit. I just feel like that's sort of a um, indication that it's time for you to sort of um, come out of your shell, so to speak. And as I say that, and I look in the background on this painting, I see the sun peeking out, rising above the um, the dark, you know, the dark background there, the mountains or whatever. And the sun is peeking out. The sun is coming out, and it can't help but shine and glimmer on the water. And so I feel like whatever this is that you're coming out of and moving into is a beautiful thing for you and for others. Okay. Um, I feel like it's some sort of maybe new uh, career path, a new vocation, something that you've been having inklings about, but you haven't acted on it. And I do want to say that I am so, so thankful for um, every day, for signs that I see, for things that I see in people, places, things that just remind me that everything around us is energy, and we affect that energy, and it affects us. Sometimes we don't even notice, but it's like it kind of catches up to you, and all of a sudden you feel some kind of surge of energy or empowerment or something. And I have a friend that I'm actually just so proud of her. I've always been in awe of how she just takes something and goes with it. And um, I lost contact with her for a little while, but recently we reconnected, and I was so, so proud of her because she left a very stressful job, good paying job, but very stressful. And she left it to do something that she really feels inspired to do. And it's not easy to walk away from a secure payment, secure money, good money, um, in order to allow yourself to train. And during that time of training, the money isn't there. But I just was so proud of her, and I am so proud of her for that. And I told her that recently. I said, I've always been in awe of you for taking the lead and just going with something that you feel is good for you, or makes you feel better, makes you feel good. Okay. I do feel that with her. Anyways, our our angels are trying to tell us, allow yourself to be inspired. Allow yourself to be calm, to step away from drama, to step into peace. And I'm looking at this dock, and I'm just hearing that song over and over again, and I'm just picturing someone on the dock of the bay, maybe throwing a fishing line in the water. Maybe they're just sitting there having their feet in the water, enjoying the warmth of the sun, or watching a sunset or watching a sunrise. But I'm also feeling the energetic flow of the water and whatever is in that water, fish, turtles, whatever it is, just feeling that energy, that life beneath the surface that we can't see, that is there, that affects us. And there's a whole world under that water that we can't see. And that's what I feel like within ourselves. There's a whole something that we haven't discovered yet. And so our guides are here to tell us there is a move. There's movement as this guide Celeste comes through to tell us, I don't know if you can see this, a happy move, right? To a new home or place of employment is in the works. This move is going to usher in positive energy, new energy. And so I feel like for some of you, it could very well be moving out of where you are and into another place. Some of you moving out of state. Some of you maybe have just moved out recently to another place far away from where you were. And I feel like if you did that, you did something good for yourself, and you were following your inner guidance to find a better way for you and maybe for your family. But this, I hear school, so there could be somebody switching schools or going to college for the first time or going back to school. But it is a big change for you, and could be scary, but for some of you, I feel like it feels right, and there's some sort of training that you need in order to get to that place where you want to be or where you're supposed to be. It takes brevity, but it also takes faith in you and in yourself. I'm going to do a few more of these and see what else our guides have to tell us regarding that. Thank you. Everything's jumping out of my hands, falling out of my hands, I should say, but falling with oomph. So I'm feeling this guide, Astara here, right? And she's saying, reach for the stars. Reach for those dreams and desires, and don't stop. Don't compromise. Don't let anyone say, well, I don't know, maybe you'd be better off doing this or that. Okay, thank you for your opinion. I respect it. But I know what I want. I know what I feel. I know what I desire. And I'm going to go for it because I have the ingenuity. I have the skills, and I have the know-how. I have the feeling inside of me. And so I know what I want. But thank you. And it's funny how people are so quick to give advice and kind of they want you to follow their advice. And sometimes it's good advice, and sometimes you just have to say thank you. But I really have made up my mind, and I know what I want. I know what I want to do. I know what's best for me. I brought out my healing stones here. I feel that green energy, and my heart, the quartz heart, because there is something deep within you that is rising to the surface. It cannot be under water any longer. Okay? No more isolation from you. That's what I hear Spirit saying. One more here, and I think I'm going to move on to another message from Archangel Michael. Okay. So this guide is saying, what brings you closer to your divine purpose? And guys, I want to say this. I feel like our divine purpose, and if you were wondering, this guide is Vanessa. But I feel like for all of us at the core, our divine purpose, right? At the core, because we have so many things in our spiritual path that are part of our divine purpose. But at the core is happiness and love. So she's saying, make your decisions with love, with happiness in mind. What is it that moves you closer? Which direction moves you closer to that? If you're going off in a direction because you're doing what other people want you to do, or you feel as if, okay, there's that great salary on this side over here, but it's stress, and it's, I don't feel joy going into work or doing that. And over here on this other path, there's it's something that feels more fulfilling and satisfying. And while the money doesn't look as good right now over here as it does over here in this stressful situation, it's going to lead to something more lucrative. And it could even be that you will catch up to that salary that was stressful, but it will be because you acted in kindness and love in making your decision which way to go. And so your guides are telling you, there is a guidance that you may not be aware of. And I do feel as if it is this playful, childlike energy. This card does say your children are happy and well and cared for on earth and in heaven, right? So I feel like this guide is trying to tell us, treat yourself and love yourself as you would love your children. That's what I feel. Because as a parent, our children are so important to us. They're so important. They're our lifeline. They are part of us. I just always feel like the umbilical cord. I think I said that right. When your child is attached to you, when you're carrying your child is attached by that cord, right? But that cord represents so much more. It represents that lifeline, that connection, and that love. And so I feel like our guides are trying to tell us, treat yourself as if you treat your children. Love them the way you love them. Love yourself. And I know as a parent, I always made sure my children had food. I would always make sure they had food on their plate, and then I would sit down last and make sure, I sat down with them and ate with them. But I always made sure that they had what they needed, right? Always. And so that's what our guides are trying to tell us. Make sure you have and give to yourself above and beyond, because you are so important, so much more than you realize. And that beautiful sun that pops out to shine and to glimmer and to glow, that is you. That is you. And you may feel as if you've been trapped in some sort of job, or maybe feeling that you can't relocate because there's ties that are holding you back here. Maybe you can't relocate or move to the area where you've always wanted to go. It's not true. There's always a way. And so love yourself enough to give yourself that gift, to believe in your dreams and believe in what it is that you want. because I believe without a doubt that when we want something so badly and we feel it and we think of it and we desire it and maybe we look at pictures of it, it's there for a reason. It's not just a pipe dream. There's something to that. I believe that it's a whisper from your divine creator telling you in tandem with your own inner higher self, your soul, saying this is your path, this is where you should be, it's okay, this is what you want. It's not a dream, it's part of you. And I believe when we feel things that strongly, that it is meant to be, it is part of us. And so, wow, guys, I really feel that connection. I feel like I'm in this energy bubble where it's just this connection with all of you, your energy, and the energy of our divine creator and our guides guiding us because they love us. Very important to love ourselves. I feel like for some of you, there may be some new spiritual experiences. Maybe your gifts with clairvoyance or something are heightened. And I feel like it is a portal to a grand awakening within yourself and within your spiritual path. Okay, there's something awakening within you. Like I said, I feel like some of you are going to go into some sort of spiritual vocation, and that doesn't mean that your whole life is uprooted. It doesn't mean you have to leave a partner or anything like that. That's not part of this, guys. That's very radical thinking, I think. But it's just that you are becoming you. I was just feeling sort of like when someone reaches out their hand to shake someone's hand to introduce themselves, it's like, finally you're here. It's so nice to see you coming to the surface. Welcome. And let me just see what Archangel Michael has to say here for all of us. I feel like our guides are sort of gathered around, watching and waiting for you to kind of emerge into this beautiful, I was going to say butterfly, into this beautiful spiritual being that has been kind of dormant inside of you. Some of you that are listening or watching may not be very spiritual, and so you're kind of intrigued and trying to understand what this is all about. And maybe you're saying, well, this isn't for me because I'm not spiritual. But it is, because there is something within yourself that is really screaming to change within yourself. And I think for some of you, it is about being happy. And so Archangel Michael says, listen, decide to be happy now. Don't wait for something to fall into your lap. Practice happiness. And I know that sounds funny, but do things that bring you joy. I know people that, I have a friend that is constantly having to work overtime, double shifts, holidays, whatever it is. And there is a need for change and for something more balancing, more life balance there with that. And I believe that this person is very capable of knowing what that is and wanting more for himself, wanting more time, more space, more freedom. And all of that giving, taking the double shifts because no one's available, will pay off in a more balanced way for him. I know it will. And so our guides are trying to tell us, look, there's some things that you need to understand here. You're very capable of making decisions to move forward. You're very capable of being happy and finding that balance, and I'm not feeling bad to say so long to that employer, um, or speaking out and saying, listen, I can't do this much more. It's just too draining. I need help here. And so it's a matter of that empowerment coming through and coming to the surface and doing it in a graceful way. It doesn't have to be, how dare you work me to death? It's more like, I really, really need to find this balance here. I can't do this much more. It's a lot for me. Um, and so working with other people, and it is the way you approach things too, that is very important and crucial. And so Archangel Michael says you're guarded, you're protected in this movement forward, especially coming forward and coming through, and coming to the surface with you, who you really are, your authentic self, what it is you really want, and treating yourself with kindness and love. You wouldn't want to put your children through, or anybody you love, um, through what you've been through, or you wouldn't want to see them in that way, right? And so treat yourself the way you would want to treat your children to be treated, the way you would want to um, give them happiness and love. Give it to yourself too. And that is true in everything that you do. But for some of you, I feel like you are upset about some things. It could be work, it could be personal, but I feel like you are. And you're not seeing that you have the power here. You have the power to stop trying so hard to, how do I say this? To provoke a situation to the way, or to, how do I say this? Okay, thank you. Some of you are trying to control a situation, and you're seeing a pattern within yourself that you can't control everything, and things that don't work out, it's for a reason. You need to understand that it could be within your approach. It could be that you're seeking validation from someone or something that they can't give that to you. You have to give it to yourself first, okay? I know people that go from relationship to relationship and they don't understand why it never works out. And it's like, take a step back, breathe, understand that there's something within yourself that has to change before you can have a successful relationship with someone. And I think that some people are just so impatient with that, and I get it. I've been there. So no judgment, but it is how appropriate. This card popped out. I didn't even look at it while I was talking, but Archangel Michael says, let go of fear. Right? And I don't think this card means that you have to say, I'm fearless. I think it's more about the idea of fear. When something happens, this is why I was telling someone the other day, people react in fear. When they lash out, a lot of times when there's a situation, someone lashes out, or they go to desperate measures, the core of that action or reaction is fear. And so people just automatically react or act upon that fear. And so if you think next time when something comes up and it scares you and it stops you in your tracks, you have to remind yourself that fear isn't something that can kill you. It is a energy that pops up, and it can control you, but you're bigger than fear. That's what I'm hearing. You're bigger than fear. You have the ability to say, okay, yeah, it's here, but I'm bigger than fear. I can think, I can breathe through it. I can make a decision. I can consult my guides. I can find peace in something other than that situation. You have to look at other things besides that big, ugly monster of fear. And that happened to me the other day, and I was breathing through it, and I was, you know, um, I was breathing and counting and saying, okay, this is all right. Let me just find a place of peace. Let the light peek through this darkness, and I'll be okay. Thank you, my divine creator, for helping me through this. Um, it is something that is very overpowering sometimes, so I get it. But Archangel Michael is saying, let go of that fear. Let yourself shine. Let yourself come to the surface. Let yourself be. Um, Interesting, because I was just thinking of The Little Mermaid, if you saw that movie, that Disney movie, and how she wasn't content to be a mermaid. She wanted to find out what was on the surface. She wanted to see and explore. She wanted to be human, right? Um, and so she did go to great lengths to become a human being, to have a voice, to talk, and um, to marry a human being, to live in a home on the land type of thing. So I feel like there's so much to that. It's like we need to explore and allow ourselves to be who we really are, I'm not saying that's who she really was, but I'm saying that's an example, because we need to branch out. We need to come to the surface. We need to explore who we are and allow ourselves to shine. And me with my art, for instance, I've been really wanting to be a painter for a very long time, and I never would come through with it. I never would come to the surface with my skills, because I thought people would judge me and sneer, or they would laugh, or they would whatever. I wouldn't be good enough. Until finally I started realizing it's not just about that. It's not about their approval. It's about how I feel. How do I feel when I'm painting? I am in the zone. I feel all kinds of things. I feel peace. I feel inspired. I feel invigorated. I feel joy. I feel healing. These last few years, since I lost my son, painting has been so therapeutic for me. And I've just believed that I have improved more and more and more. And I have so many paintings around here, I swear. I just opened a new store on this website called Redbubble. It's Redbubble. If you want to check it out, just to see. You don't have to purchase anything, but um, I'm still working on putting some more things in there, and um, it really is a beautiful thing. I was not afraid this time to open the store. I was just very um, anxious and happy and joyful, and I'm not afraid to share it anymore. It is who I am. It's part of me. And so I have allowed that piece of me to um, come to life. And that's what Spirit is trying to tell us here today. Coming to life with who we are, and not being afraid to show that. Okay? I really feel like we've come to the end of this message here. I do want to tell you that there are certain numbers that I feel may be prevalent with you right now, and I'm feeling into the number 3. So I feel like there are guides with you here trying to get your attention, and there is a oneness here that within yourself and with your guides, and maybe you're reconnecting with your divine creator and with your spirituality, with your spiritual energy. And so I feel like they're here to give you this message and to help you. You may be seeing triple numbers, 333 or 33, or other numbers with 3. I usually see 1 and 3. But as the numbers increase, more than one number, it's even more I feel like it's your inner power, your inner strength, and it's coming through. Um, keep talking to them, your guides, and even to yourself or to your divine creator. If you don't hear something back, that's fine, but talk, because that is your connection. And keep talking to them because they are helping you through something. And maybe you can't hear, feel, or see them, but they're there, and have that faith because they're part of you. And so I feel like these messages here are just, it was worth the wait for me to come to you today. 2 weeks, I think it was. But I feel the connection so strong with our guides, with you, with me, with you, and um, for yourself, with your inner power increasing. I would love to hear from all of you. Um, I love it, and I will do my best to respond. Please have a blessed day, and until next time, stay in your light, in your power, in your strength, and stay in that energetic um, connection with your guides. Love you all. Namaste.